Many of us suffer issues like obesity, high blood pressure, high triglycerides, and raised blood sugar.
Yep, just having one of those is already a burden, but increasingly with our diet and lifestyle, quite a few have a condition where they suffer 3 or more of those health issues at the same time.
Metabolic syndrome is the name for that condition, and we're going to find out all about it today on
Everybody Knows.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Everybody Knows. My name is Mike Kasem.
And I'm Catherine Robert, and today we're talking about metabolic syndrome, something both of us had no idea even existed before now.
That's right. Yet the health conditions that fall under it are very familiar to many of us, but we're going to let our expert explain.
Please welcome General Surgeon Dr. Melvin Look. Come on out, Doc.
Wonderful to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Please grab a
Welcome
seat.
to the show.
Thank you.
Have a seat. All right, Doc, I've got to ask you, what is metabolic syndrome?
Let's start from the word metabolism. That refers to the process by which the body converts the food that you eat into energy. So a breakdown in this process of metabolism leads to medical complications which are associated together. Hypertension, hyperlipidemia, which is high cholesterol, hyperglycemia, which is high blood glucose that leads to diabetes. And all this in combination act to produce medical complications such as heart disease, strokes.
I have so many questions here. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of this condition. I'm sure our guests want to be here asking the questions as well.
He's an actor, a host, and he's super loud and always traveling.
And he's a chef, a host, and not so loud, and he also travels. A big welcome to our celebrity guests, Chua Enlai and Melvyn Lee.
Come on out, guys.
Hello!
Who's the super loud one? Who's not?
He is.
The one we're in the last
Not me, not me, not me.
Hello, hello. Take a seat, take a seat.
Thank you.
We've got 2 Melvins in the house.
Yes.
Oh, we do too.
We have a chef Melvin and a Dr. Melvin. Now, have you all heard of this metabolic syndrome?
I just thought it was about weight issues because, you know, when we talk about metabolism, it's
Yeah.
always about, you know, whether I can, you know, lose weight or whether I'll
Your
put weight.
metabolic rate.
Yeah, apparently it stems to all sorts of diseases.
Any
Yes.
questions for the doc?
Yeah, what are we talking about today, Doc? What's up, Doc?
Well, still my question. You are very right in saying that metabolic syndrome is linked to obesity. The kind of obesity we're talking about is visceral obesity. And I think this condition, I think we all know, our old uncles and aunties say, oh, I'm obese, I have the triple high glucose, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. So this syndrome has been around for a long time. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the criteria for metabolic syndrome?
Okay, so there are 5 criteria that we should look at. Your triglycerides, which is a type of cholesterol. So if you have high triglycerides, if you have low HDL, if you have elevated blood pressure, elevated fasting glucose, and of course, the visceral obesity, which is defined by your waist circumference.
Right.
For Asians, if you're more than 90 cm around the waist for men, or more than 80 around the waist for women, you're considered to have visceral obesity.
Why is it different in different countries?
Yeah.
Smaller.
It's not
Generally
because
smaller, right?
Asians are smaller.
Oh, no?
It's because Asians, unfortunately, tend to develop medical complications at a lower visceral obesity cases. Yeah. So if you are Caucasian, you can afford to be a bit bigger before you get problems.
Could you be predisposed to this syndrome?
It runs in families, in certain
Metabolic
Everything, right?
syndrome.
metabolic syndrome. Yes.
So now my question is, as you get older, right, your metabolic rate naturally drops. Can that then turn into a metabolic syndrome?
Yes, as we age, we tend to develop a higher risk of getting metabolic syndrome.
Yeah.
So if you take a lot of refined sugars, a lot of processed foods, that all predisposes you to obesity. And obesity itself leads to this condition called insulin resistance. And that is actually the key to how metabolic syndrome develops.
If you're not obese, do you not have to worry at all, or can you still develop insulin resistance?
It's not just the general obesity. We're talking about visceral obesity. Visceral obesity is the fat you have inside.
Is that more dangerous?
Yes, we define metabolic syndrome by your waist circumference. We don't define it by your BMI.
Oh, you don't?
Oh.
Yeah. It's basically your weight over your height squared. But if you're a big bulky guy, with a lot of muscle mass, you can have a very high BMI.
Yeah, that's what confuses me because I'm way over my BMI.
He's real buff,
When
right?
it's
Because of the muscle, though, right?
Yeah, muscle.
I'm not sure. It confuses me. So that's my question. If let's say you train a lot, you work out a lot, you have a very healthy lifestyle, and you watch what you eat, would you still develop insulin resistance?
No, because we are talking about visceral obesity, which is a waist circumference.
I still don't get this visceral obesity thing. I mean, I can't see it, so how do I know whether I've got it or not?
So that's the hidden fats are the hidden dangers.
Then how to find?
So the hidden fats, if you measure it by your waist circumference, they tell you how much fat you have inside. And this visceral obesity is the one that produces chemicals that block the work of insulin.
I noticed it said triglycerides, but not LDL. Why wasn't LDL listed there?
That's another interesting aspect. We define triglycerides because triglycerides are linked to your metabolism, whereas LDL, although LDL is an important risk factor for developing heart disease, LDL is more related to the food you eat. So if you take a lot of fatty, rich food, then your LDL goes up, but that may not mean that you have metabolic syndrome.
So LDL is a fat, triglycerides are a
They
fat?
are both bad fat, but triglycerides reflects the metabolic syndrome better than LDL.
Okay.
You said, how do we see all these things? You can't. Sometimes you really can't. So you should go for your checks.
The blood test can tell you,
Blood test, your yearly blood test to look at your lipids, your fasting glucose, and whether you are diabetic. 1/3 of diabetics in Singapore don't even know they're diabetic.
No way.
So if they don't know, they don't control, they have a persistent high blood glucose, and that leads to complications. It's dangerous because we talked about the endpoints, right? It leads to heart disease, it leads to stroke. Diabetes, it leads to end organ damage, to your eyes, to your kidneys.
Okay, so it's
your
the starting
peripheral
point
nerves.
of everything.
In the end, you cannot see, you cannot pee, you cannot walk, amputations and all that. So it is an important risk factor for quality of life.
Is metabolic syndrome common in Singapore?
It's more common than you think. I think some studies show about 10 to 20% of our population actually have metabolic syndrome if you look for it.
Wow.
10 to 20%.
Yeah.
What about with the new drugs that we have available to cut the weight, right?
They're very useful. I think if they cannot do it on conservative measures on their own, with diet and lifestyle, then they should consider medication. And if that still doesn't work, then they should come to see the surgeon, because now we know that metabolic syndrome is actually a surgical disease. It can be reversed by surgery.
What?
Oh.
These are what we call the weight loss surgeries that are designed on the stomach and the gut to rearrange your anatomy, because we know that obesity is a problem where your gut has failed to adapt to the kind of food that you eat. But besides weight loss alone, we found that doing the same surgery actually also corrects your metabolic syndrome.
Oh, wow.
So we are very successful, maybe 80-90% successful in reversing your metabolic syndrome.
Yeah.
Not encouraging surgery, of course. just saying
You would
that you
prefer
can.
that people do it on their own with
Yes, of course.
diet
We do always, say that the cornerstone of metabolic syndrome treatment is diet and lifestyle. Okay, exercise, watch what you eat, but if you can't do it, add on medication. And if you still can't do it, then you should consider surgery. And don't consider surgery when you've reached the end point. When you have got all this.
It's too late.
Do it early. Do it when you're young.
So once you have diabetes, it's like, that's it. We don't have any cure for it, right?
In the old days, we used to think that diabetes is just a matter of controlling your diet, medication, insulins. But now we do know we can actually consider an operation to reverse diabetes, to reverse metabolic syndrome.
Really? So technology
And this is called metabolic surgery.
So why doesn't everybody who has type 2 diabetes just do that and be done?
Well, if you can control it without surgery, that's best.
Okay.
But if you can't, then you might want to consider it. I think there's not enough awareness around that you can actually do that.
So for type 2 diabetes, are you getting insulin shots?
When you start to develop type 2 diabetes, it's always oral medication first.
Okay.
But if that doesn't work and your insulin resistance gets higher and higher, no amount of medication can control the blood sugar. So you will need to have insulin shots.
So make sure you at home, if you check yourself, once a year?
Once a year would be good. Yeah.
Okay.
We're learning something new every minute, and there's more to come. So when we come back from this break, be sure to pick up more knowledge on Everybody Knows. Welcome back to Everybody Knows. Now, just in case you've just joined us, the topic is metabolic syndrome, a health issue that is not too familiar to most of us.
And yet the conditions that define it, like obesity, high blood sugar, and high blood pressure, are very well known.
That's right. And together they spell trouble, as they did for Lee Chuan. Let's take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Lee Chuan. I'm 50 years old this year. 5 years ago, I used to be 100 over kg, and I suffer from hypertension, diabetic conditions, because we have a family history for that. And also my blood sugars are high, and my cholesterol levels are high, and also heart diseases. Since young, I'm a relatively big sized kid, and I managed to lose my weight during my national service time. But after my ORD, my weight just keep on picking up. So I was increased from 80 kg all the way to 100 plus. I've almost tried everything. I exercise regularly. I run, I play golf, I play tennis. I even tried to become a vegan. It probably helped me to maintain a little bit, but never reduce my weight. My weight was constantly going up. And also, of course, I use a different type of medication to control my weight, but all of them didn't last long. Actually, I had a heart issue. That was 2019. I just feel that there's a bit tightness of my chest. So I went to see my cardiologist. Immediately, he put in a stent in my heart. And I think I was only 43 then. From there, I realized that I have to do something about my health condition. Yeah, especially I need to control my weight. During the COVID lockdown, I almost run on a daily basis for 5 clicks. And it didn't help at all. So that's really depressed me. Yeah, so that's really pushed me to find some more extreme solution for my problem. Yeah. Well, I heard about this surgery from another specialist. I was complaining to her that I've almost tried everything. I was desperate. And she mentioned that, oh, you heard about this surgery, and it sounds a little bit extreme, but it sounds like the last solution for me. Yeah, so I considered it carefully. I discussed with my family, and I decided to give it a try. The doctor will remove 3/4 of my stomach. It will be reduced to the size of banana, and that will be permanent because you can't put it back. The surgery actually is only a keyhole surgery. It took me about 2-3 hours, and the recovery was pretty fast. I was discharged almost on the second day. After surgery, other than I can't eat much, I can't eat very fast. I was dropped if I eat too fast. I first started with kids meal. I share kids meal with my children. Now I would say that for a regular adult meal, I'm taking maybe like half or two-thirds of it. It's because I remove a certain portion of my stomach, so I don't feel hungry that much. Before surgery, I was 105 kg, and I dropped 25 kg almost within 2 months. But I regained a little bit, which I don't mind, because now I'm maintaining at a weight about 83 to 85. My blood pressure now is controlled, something between 130, 80 kind of range. I think it's healthy. My sugar level, according to my doctor, he's happy with the result, the readings. I think I'm now definitely happy. I feel lighter, obviously, and I feel more energetic to work, to exercise. I feel hopeful of my health. Yeah, I'm happy.
Firstly, I want to say, Enlai, it's not about the puppy. Mike, it's not about the golf clubs, okay?
Yeah, well, I saw him watching. He's cleaning the golf clubs, doing his job.
And that puppy was very cute.
I know. I knew exactly what to tell you it wasn't about. Doc, what a story, my goodness. Tell us how you first met him.
Well, he came to see me because he had this cardiac problem, which is already one of the end complications. He was a big guy, but he was not somebody who's big enough for us to want to do a weight loss surgery by the traditional indications. But we did consider surgery for him because he had metabolic syndrome, and our aim of doing surgery was to reverse the metabolic syndrome.
You know, actually, that's very interesting because, Enlai, you mentioned while the profile was playing that actually he wasn't a very big guy.
No, not at all. He didn't look that large.
You don't have to be that large to run into metabolic problems.
And he isn't that old.
We don't want to do surgery for you when you are old and you've run into all the complications.
How
we
it
want
starts.
to intervene at the early stage. The cornerstones will be diet and exercise. If it doesn't work, then you might need medication. But sometimes when medication fails, you might need to consider something more drastic. And we now know that rearranging the gut can actually resolve this metabolic problem.
So when you say rearranging the gut, are you talking about stuff
Snatch.
inside the gut that you're moving around or the gut itself?
There are two categories of surgery surgeries for metabolic syndrome. One of them is the gastric bypass. What we do in the gastric bypass is we cut off the top of the stomach and reconnect the intestines from below up to the top of the stomach. In other words, that the food you eat bypasses most of the gut, so it's not absorbed at all. So that's one very effective way of losing weight and reversing the metabolic problems. Another one, and that's a surgery that we tend to favor in Asians, is called the sleeve gastrectomy. What we do in this operation is basically to mobilize the stomach
It's the banana
around the
shaped one,
greater
is it?
curve, and then we staple off the stomach to make it into a sleeve. It's like a tube.
Essentially shrinking the size of the stomach.
Yes, we reduce the capacity of the stomach. The operation that we had for Lee Chuan, it reduces the size of the stomach significantly by as much as 80%.
But the stomach may...
80%?
That's crazy.
So what happens is that if you have a smaller stomach, when you have a small meal, it stretches the stomach. You feel full. You feel full for a longer time. So your satiety, is changed. There's also a part of the stomach called the fundus of the stomach. There's a hunger hormone that we produce from the top of the stomach called ghrelin. Ghrelin actually makes you have a good appetite and want to eat more. So by removing the top of the stomach with this operation, it reduces your hunger.
See, that's what I'd want to get that one and have a healthy diet, and then you're good.
Okay,
Right.
good job, Mike. You've decided on the surgery. But can I just ask, are there people who may not be suitable for surgery?
They have heart disease and they're not fit for anesthesia. So not that many people would be unfit for surgery.
Okay.
And also there are certain people who may be emotional eaters, eating disorders, then they would not qualify for surgery.
So then you send somebody to a psychologist?
Yes,
or?
that's right.
That's what I thought, because after the surgery, your stomach became smaller, but if it's stretchable and you go on eating too much, I think you'll go back, right, to your
A
obesity
certain number of
size.
patients do overeat and stretch the stomachs, and then they would regain the weight.
Okay. How much food can they actually eat after one of these?
Okay, they need to go on a liquid diet for about a week.
Oh, okay.
For an operation like the sleeve gastrectomy, it's actually quite a quick recovery. You stay in hospital for about 3 days. The morning after surgery, they start on the liquid diet for a week until everything heals up. But the capacity is drastically reduced. The ultimate shape of the stomach is like a big banana.
Someone after surgery, right? Do you have to put restrictions on, okay, you cannot have oily food, you cannot have fried food, are there restrictions?
There are restrictions. We go to a healthy diet. And the strange thing is, after surgery, a lot of them actually, they don't look for the foods that they used to crave for.
Why?
And what
It
is
just changes your perception of food somehow.
what is the risk of complications in the surgeries?
It's very, very safe. The risk of complications is very, very low, maybe in the range of 1 to 2%.
Okay. And then the keyhole?
The keyhole recovery is quick.
So that's also low
Yeah.
risk.
Oh, we got it on the screen.
Oh!
These are the keyholes.
There are 4 holes.
So
They're like
these are the
speakers.
keyholes where the camera and the instruments go in. So this
there
is
we
the
go.
stomach.
Okay,
Essentially, about 80% is removed.
Yeah, that is. Then what's happened to that bit?
So that bit gets taken out through the keyhole. We'll pull it out through the keyhole. It's
Like,
2 centimeters. 2 centimeters.
I mean, that's like something from the movie Alien, right? It's like,
We've got lots to digest, so it's time for a break. And when we come back, we're going to have a pop quiz for Enlai and Melvin, just to test if they've been listening, for us as well, and for you. See if you know the answers on Everybody Knows. Welcome back to Everybody Knows. Now, just in case you've just joined us, the topic of the week is metabolic syndrome with our expert, Dr. Melvin Look, and our celebrity guests, Enlai and Melvin.
All right, so Dr. Look, let's talk about prevention.
Most important thing is that metabolic syndrome can be prevented. Okay, and even if you have early metabolic syndrome, you can reverse it by diet, keep active, exercise, and food choices. Other aspects that we should consider: don't smoke. Reduce your stress, good quality sleep.
Yeah, sleep is...
And you will realize all these things are actually things that make you live longer, healthy and long lifestyle.
All right, thank you, Dr. Look. And you know what? We just have one last thing to do before we say goodbye, and that is to say hello to our game master.
Oh!
Yes, we have
Game
a true or
master.
false pop quiz.
The first one, having metabolic syndrome puts you at risk of heart disease. True or false?
True.
Yeah?
Answer is true.
Yeah, we all get a badge.
Yay! We get a badge? Hey, she took the front. I'm gonna take the cat.
Okay, Doc, question number 2.
Thin people are not at risk of metabolic syndrome.
Thin people are not at risk of metabolic syndrome. That's false.
I mean, it's a bit like it's a trick question.
Yeah, it is.
I think
So
false.
what are you going with?
The answer here is false.
Sorry, Mike.
This one you should know, you can have metabolic syndrome but not be aware of it. True or false?
Yeah.
False. Hey, don't change your answer. You had it at false, huh?
No, I'm thinking. Okay, I'll just try the false.
Answer is true.
Yeah.
I just realized if I answer wrong, then I don't have to get up and go get one of those.
It's a capybara! Sorry.
Okay, Doc, question number 4.
Or the only medical option for metabolic syndrome is surgery. True or false?
It's false. True.
Mike.
Mike.
Determined to sit down.
It's false.
Yeah, of
Go
course
get
it's
your-
false.
go get your-
Were you not listening?
Go get your badges. I'm going to just relax with the doctor.
I've
Doc,
got 2
is this the final question?
Final question, metabolic syndrome can be prevented. True or false?
True.
Yeah.
Stop
See,
it.
he knows all the
Mike
answers.
Kasem is so
True.
annoying.
Looking at the
Answer
answers.
is true.
True.
Oh, of
yes.
course. I deserve all the capybaras.
Hey, I found out so many things today. I think we all learned a lot about metabolic syndrome, something we
sure.
didn't really have any clue about before.
That's right. So, Enlai, Melvin, what's your takeaway from today?
My takeaway is that we should watch for all these different factors, every year when we go for our health checkup. And from there, we can get some sort of indication that, we may be at risk.
Melvin, what's your takeaway?
For me, I think my takeaway is prevention is better than cure. So it's all about your lifestyle. Love yourself a bit more. Keep yourself peaceful. Don't get too stressed over stuff.
You look like a chill dude. Is that generally your...
Yeah, I don't take things too seriously.
Yeah.
And then,
Until he gets his health results and the BMI is high.
but now, after today, I learned that BMI is not the best indicator of health issues.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys all for joining us today, and thank you for joining us. My name is Mike Kasem.
And I'm Catherine Robert, and thanks for watching Everybody Knows.
Now we all know.
Now we all know. Yeah, exactly.